Welcome to Mikab Model College online tutorial. We hope at the end of this lesson, you will have acquired the expected learning outcome. Sit down and listen attentively as we introduce your subject teacher.
Hello students, I welcome you back to class. Today we will be discussing cash book in financial accounting. That's the principle of accounting. Want to see cash book? Cash book is a business book used to record all cash transactions as they occur. You understand that there are different types of transactions, as I've explained in the previous classes, that we can have a transaction done on credit basis that will be recorded on the other subsidiary books, and we can also have transaction made by cash. Payments can be made by cash, payments at times can be made by check. All this should be recorded in the cash book. Now this cash book is used to record transactions made on cash basis. Please take note of this. Transactions that are made on cash basis only, because the questions that will be given to you may be with cash or on credit. You should be able to separate those that were being done on credit from those that are being done on cash, and the cash are to be recorded in the cash book. Now there are three types of cash books, which are: number one, we have the single column cash book. The second one is the double column cash book, and the third one is the 3-column cash book. The single column cash book is the one that we are going to give much emphasis to in this class. We are going to be discussing the single column cash book. Although all of them look alike, there is just a single column that differentiates the single column from the 2-column, another single differentiating the double column from the 3-column cash book. Now let's take a look at the single column cash book. This has the following columns. The single column cash book records just for cash, and it has the following column. Number one, it has column for dates. The date in which the transaction occurred, that is the column that we are going to record it. The date will be recorded. Now the second one is the particulars. Particulars will be recording the descriptions of transaction, how it occurred, who is buying, who is selling. All will be recorded in the particulars column. Then we have the column for cash or amount. In some textbook you will see it as cash, in some textbook you will see it as amount. Whichever one you see, don't be confused. All is still working towards the same thing, cash or amount. And we have the other column, which is the folio column. The folio column is the column that divides the cash book into two halves. Now we have to see that the single column cash book has only one column for recording cash, as we have seen while I was explaining now, that it is just one column that record what? Cash. That is why we call it single column cash book. In another way, if you see any cash book that record cash and other items, you will know that it is not single column. It is what? It can be double, it can be the 3-column cash book. And it is divided into two halves by the folio column. Now, the right hand side is the debit side. The right hand side of the cash book is the debit side, while the left hand is the credit side. Take note of that. The right hand side is the debit side, the left hand side is the credit side. Now there are rules of entry. Students usually are usually confused in this aspect. Please take note of this. The rule of entry: when value is received, it should be debited. When value is what? Received. If you are given certain amount of money, know that it is to be debited. All income, all gain or advantages should be debited. All income, all gain or advantage should be what? Debited. Take note of that. And the other rule is that when value is given out, it should be credited. And the other one is that all expenditure, maybe payment of rent, maybe purchase of any item, all should be what? Credited as well. Now we want to take a look at the format. Like I've explained before now, you see the first, in the format, you see the first item, the first column is what? Date. The date record the day in which the transaction occurred. The day, the month, and the year in which the transaction occurred. Then we have the particular, who will be recording the description of transaction that has taken place. Then we have the cash or the amount, as I've stated earlier on. Then we have the folio, who divide the format into two. The folio line divide the cash book into two, and the next side you have also dates and particulars and cash. Now we want to look at an example. We'll be seeing this example, we'll be solving this example. Amore Enterprise started business on the 1st of January 1990 with 50,000 naira. It is very important, students, to read question first as far as accounting is concerned before you start solving, so that if there is anything to be adjusted, you will take note of it, so that you will not have solved before you will discover that there is adjustment. So it's important to read before solving. 1st of January 1990 with 50,000 naira. On the 3rd of January 1990, purchase motor van 400 naira. Please don't mind the value. You can buy motor van 400 naira. It's just an illustration. Next, we have on the 5th of January 1990, sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash, 6,000 naira. Then on the 10th of January 1990, paid rent by cash. Paid rent by cash, 2,500 naira. On the 14th of January 1990, paid telephone expenses by cash, 3,500 naira. Then on the 16th of January 1990, paid staff salary, 5,000 naira by cash. 5,000 naira by cash. On the 25th January 1990, received loan from Z-World, 2,000 naira. On the 29th January 1990, paid part of the loan by cash, 1,500 naira. Then on the 30th of January 1990, sold goods by cash. Sold goods by cash, 500 naira. Please take note of all the questions that we have now on the board. There is something that is unique among them, and that is similar to all of them. That is the word cash. All is by cash. If there is any transaction that is on credit, it should not be recorded in the cash book. Now let us solve the question. Now this is the question that we are about to solve. I display it on the board for you so that you will be able to see and pick them one after the other. Your table should be ruled like this. The first column is for what? The date. Don't forget. The next column will be for particulars. Then you have cash. I told you it can be amount. Then you have F representing the folio. The same thing that applies here applies to the other side, date. You have the particulars, and you have the cash. The next thing is for us to indicate the debit side and the credit side. Don't forget, this is what? An account. Therefore, it should have the debit side and the credit side. Now, who owns this cash book? From the question you can see is Amore Enterprise. So you said Amore Enterprise. This is very important in the case of exam. All these little things will award you mark. The next thing is the title, which is what? Cash book. Don't forget, cash book. It is very important for you to indicate all this. You have written cash. The question is given in Naira. Make sure that you also put the Naira sign here so that it will not be confused for maybe something else. Now, the first question says that on 1st of January 1990, business was started with 50,000 Naira cash. On the 1st of January 1990, started business with 50,000 Naira cash. The money with which business is started is what we refer to as capital. Take note of that. So we said on the first, here you can write January because the whole transaction starts in January and end in January. You said January 1990. Here you also have January 1990. Alright. Now, on the 1st of January, we have capital. Capital of how much? 50,000 Naira. Here we have solved this one. The next one is on the 3rd of January. On the 3rd of January, purchase motor van, 4,000 Naira cash. Purchase motor van, 4,000 Naira cash. I told you before now in the rule that when value is received, it should be debited, and when value is given out, it should be what? Credited. Here now, money is going out for what? Motor vehicle. Money is going out for motor van. Then we record it. What is the date? On the 5th. On the 3rd. You said on the 3rd of January, you said purchases. How much? 4,000 Naira. I believe you are following. This has been solved. The next one will be on the 5th, sold goods for cash. On the 5th, sold goods for cash. Now you are selling goods and cash is being received. Don't forget, our emphasis is on what? Cash. Cash is received and goods is going out. Now that cash has been received, the rule says we should what? Debit value in. You said sales. What is the date? 5th. On the 5th, sales. How much? The value there is 6,000 Naira. So you record your 6,000 Naira. The next one is on the 10th. This has been done with. On the 10th, paid rent by cash. Look at this one again. You are doing away with what? Cash for rent. You said rent on the what? On what date now? On the 10th. On the 10th. You said rent. What value? 2,500 Naira. 2,500 Naira. Now, the next item will be on the 14th. On the 14th, paid telephone expenses by cash. 3,500 Naira. Here I believe you understand now, based on the rule that you are doing away with cash. Cash is going out of the business, therefore it should be recorded at the credit side. Payment is being made for telephone expenses. What date? On the 14th. Telephone expenses. At what value? 3,500 Naira. 3,500 Naira. Now we are done with on 14. On the 16th, paid staff salary, 5,000 Naira cash. Paid staff salary, you are doing away with cash. Now, on the 16th, staff salary. At what value? 5,000 Naira. 5,000 Naira. The next one is on the 25th. On the 25th, cash received loan from Z-World. On the 25th, received loan from Z-World, 2,000 Naira cash. Received loan from Z-Word. Here, value is being received. Money is coming into the business now, so we record it at the debit side, following the rule that says when value is received, it should be debited. Here you said loan. On what date? 25th. 25th. You said loan. From who? You can put Z-Word in brackets, or you just leave it as what? Loan. At what value? At what value? 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira. Then the next one is on the 29th. On the 29th, paid part of the loan by cash, 1,500 naira. You receive a loan earlier, 2,000, you are paying part of it, 1,500. As you are paying, the cash is leaving your account. The cash is leaving on what? On the 29th. On the 29th, we said cash paid part of the loan. Paid loan. How much? 1,500 naira. The next one is on the 30th. On the 30th of January 1990, cash sales of 500 naira. Cash sales of 500 naira. When you sell, what do you receive? You receive cash. Therefore, it should be debited. It should be debited. On the 30th, you said sales. At what value now? 500 naira. Here we are done with the whole question that is given. The next thing is for us to balance the account. My dear students, this is the area where some of you will find it difficult to balance. The first thing for us to do when trying to balance this kind of question is to total the debit side, the values in the debit side, and the value at the credit side. You total them separately, like we have here. The debit side, 50,000 plus 6,000 plus 2,000 plus 500. There we'll have 50, 56, 58,500 naira. Here we have 58,500 naira. Then at the credit side, what value do we have? What value do we have? We have 4,000 plus 2,005 to give us 6,500 plus 3,005 to give us 10,000 plus 5,000 to give us 15,000 plus 1,005 to give us 16,500 naira. 16,500 naira. From what we have on the board, you will agree with me that the debit side is higher than the credit side. Therefore, we write the value here at the debit side, the highest value. You closed by writing the highest value here, 58,500 naira. Here, if you total, the value you will have is less than what we have at the debit side. So we find the difference first. You find the difference. You said 16,000 minus 16,500 naira. I believe you understand where the 16,500 naira is coming from. That is the total value at the credit side. So when you subtract, you have 0, you have 0, you have 0. That is 5 from 5, 0. 6 from 8, you have 2. 1 from 5, you have 4. Now the difference is 42,000 naira. The difference will be here as 42,000 naira. 42,000 naira. Then we call the difference balance carried down. Please take note. Look at the way I write it. Is balance carried down, like this. Balance carried down. The balance carried down is 42,000 naira at the end of the month, which is what? On the 31st. On the 31st of what? On the 31st of January 1990. The balance that we are carrying down will be what? 42,000 naira. Look up. When you add all the value here now, you will discover that it will be equal to this. Let's add. We have 4,000, we have 2,500 to give us 6,005, plus 3,500 to give us 10,000, plus 5,000 rather to give us 15,000, plus 1,005 to give us 16,500, plus 42,000. When we add 42,000 here, we will have 58,500 naira. You can see now that it is balanced. Then here, if we are going to continue in the next month, which the next month that will follow January will be what? On the 1st of what? On the 1st of February will follow. This same balance is what the business will continue with. We said balance brought down. Balance brought down. What value? The same value with which you carry down here will also be the same value that you will brought down here as 42,000 naira. So this is the solution to this question. Please, there are rules that must be observed in the case of exam. Look at the lines in balancing, they are on the same side. Do not make a mistake of bringing one up and the other one down just because maybe the number of items at the debit side is smaller than the number of items at the credit side. All of them should be on the same line. I believe with this you can try some other questions on the single column cash book. Here in this lesson today, we have learned the single column cash book. We have talked about the cash book itself. We have seen the various columns that cash book has, and we have also discussed the rules of entry into the cash book. The next topic we'll be discussing is the two column cash book, which is different from the single column cash book. Here we end the lesson for single column cash book. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.